Please be seated. Welcome to this historic day. Since our beginning 105 years ago, this institution has changed greatly. To a large extent, these changes were due to leaders who focused the efforts of this community of scholars on the important issues of student learning and personal development for lives of service. Today, we formally receive into our midst our new leader, with whom we will continue to work to build lives through educational experiences. With President Moore's leadership, this community of learning will continue its commitment to the growth of each person, to the development of individual gifts, and to the application of theory to the problems that surround us. There are a number of special guests with us here today. Some have traveled great distance, some have spent their lives and their careers at this place, and some are still becoming acquainted with who we are. To Susan Moore, Allison, and Stephen, and family members and friends who joined them, we welcome you into the Buena Vista University family and look forward to the many experiences that we will share together. Inaugural ceremonies are special memories for two President Emeriti who are with us today, Drs. Wendell Helverson and Keith and Carmen Briscoe. Also present is Dr. Robert Seifer, who served as acting president. It is good to have each of you with us today to show you the accomplishments that have proceeded from your leadership. We have representatives of many institutions and organizations, and we thank all of you for coming to join with us today for our celebration. To all who have come, welcome, and thank you for joining with us and sharing with us our hope for our future and the future of the students whom we serve. At the close of our ceremony, you are invited to a reception in the foyer of the Harold Walter Seabens Forum. We begin this afternoon with our invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we invoke your presence with us on this joyous day. You have taught us to rejoice with one another as brothers and sisters called together to express a witness to the goodness of your creation and the joy of learning from one another in community. Smile upon this installation and all those connected with this great university. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
On behalf of their organizations or constituencies, greetings are going to be given to President Moore by the individuals seated over here. There are several changes in your program. Representative Russ Eady cannot be with us this afternoon because the state legislature is still in session. And speaking on behalf of the Board of Trustees is Dennis Young, Chair of the Academic Affairs Committee. Herman Collier begins.
To the trustees, the students, faculty, and staff of the university, to my colleagues from the community of higher education, friends and guests of Buena Vista University. I'm particularly honored and feel very privileged to bring the greetings of the independent colleges that represent the members of the National Association of Independent Colleges and Universities. But I'm also, Fred, very particularly honored to bring you the greetings of a great many friends and colleagues from North Carolina, even some of those that root for Duke. As Fred would say, there's a sizable bunch of those folks. It was about 2 years ago, that I began to share responsibilities with Fred Moore as I became the interim president of North Carolina Wesleyan College. And it was quite literally about this time last year that the two of us shared a great many conversations that now has resulted in this day. I came to know a lot about Buena Vista University in those conversations, and of course, having some knowledge of Fred at that point, I guess I would have deemed, even at that time, a great matchup. So Fred, I'm privileged to welcome you to the ranks of the college presidents, but I want to remind you that this is a somewhat unique and even precarious position. It is probably the only professional role in which the person enters and leaves office the same way, fired with enthusiasm. I'm not much on advice, but I will relate to you what happened to me as I began my presidency back in 1969. My good friend and colleague that was retiring said that he would not offer a lot of advice, that it was for me to make those decisions, but on the other hand, he would leave me 2 letters, and that at the right times that I felt need for it, I could simply resort to those. And upon opening the first letter, which was not long after beginning, there was the message, "Blame me." It was not too long thereafter that I felt called to even try the second letter. And as I opened it, I read, "Write 2 letters." Well, I'm a bit bold about things, but let me say to you, the family of the university, trustees, faculty, students, staff, and to you, Fred and Susan, I suppose the most important thing for you to do in these years that you share together is be deliberate about your caring for each other. Because I think it is from the caring that gives rise to a community from which you'll derive all the energy and wisdom you need for the future you each and every one long to have. Congratulations and very best wishes. God bless.
It is a special pleasure to bring greetings to you from the independent colleges and universities of Iowa. Iowa is blessed with a rich tradition of excellence in independent higher education. Like her sister institutions, Buena Vista University was founded by men and women who saw education as a pathway to individual opportunity and to a richer quality of community life. Buena Vista has been true to that vision, serving its students and community well for over 100 years, seeking innovative ways to expand opportunity and enrich the quality of our lives. Fred Moore is an ideal leader for you as you seek to extend this vision into a new century. He is a person of ideas and of action. He is an entrepreneur who delights in the life of the academy. His career is devoted to public service through independent higher education. His leadership will inspire students and empower his colleagues. This is indeed a glorious day for Buena Vista. Yet I must sound a note of caution. As many of you know, Fred and I were friends and colleagues in North Carolina for many years. You should not hold that against him. However, I must alert you to the fact that there are now 2 of us in Iowa who talk funny. 2 of us who are diehard Carolina basketball fans. 2 of us whose ancestral roots are in the sands of Carteret County. 2 of us who are the sons of salesmen. 2 of us who refined our leadership styles on the banks of the Tar River at North Carolina Wesleyan College. 2 of us who learned from Dick Levin that having a strategic plan is like hunting with a bird dog. And 2 of us whose spouses are the rewards that you get for putting up with us. Surely these facts suggest to all of independent higher education in Iowa a new definition of the term double jeopardy. Double jeopardy it may be, double trouble is more likely. Whichever the case, I am pleased to extend this welcome to my good friends Fred and Susan and to commend Buena Vista for a splendid choice in a presidential family. Thank you.
One of the real special pleasures of the job that I have as president of the Council of Independent Colleges is traveling around the country and visiting many institutions each year. During my decade of service to this organization, I think I visited 300 institutions of higher learning. Every time I come back to Iowa, I'm refreshed because it reminds me of my small-town background and the wholesome roots that have not left this place. I bring special greetings on behalf of the over 400 institutions that comprise the Council of Independent Colleges. It's been a real pleasure for me to be a part of your worship service and the dedication of your wonderful new Learning Center. I'm pleased to extend to John and his wife Susan and the entire family my best wishes for many years of successful leadership at this fine institution. This institution is a special place, and I hope that you will walk the journey with your new leader with support. John, I wish for you courage, vision, and faith to guide all of your actions. And please know that our organization stands ready to assist you in any way that it can. Congratulations and Godspeed.
Fred, it's my pleasure to bring you greetings on behalf of the Iowa Association of Community College Presidents. All 15 community colleges in Iowa are very proud of the relationship that we have with Buena Vista College, and we're very excited about your vision and your leadership that you bring to this fine state. I know those of us who worked with you in the short time that you've been here sincerely appreciate your outstanding work with us and with the 50+ thousand students that attend the community colleges in Iowa. It's only through partnerships with our brothers and sisters in higher education that those students can continue and complete baccalaureate master's degrees. On behalf of all of our colleges, welcome to you, Susan, your family, for a great presidency at Buena Vista University. Thank you.
I am particularly pleased to be with you this afternoon and to bring the greetings from the Presbyterian Church USA, the Synod of Lakes and Prairies, and the Presbytery of Prospect Hill. The governing bodies of the church are committed to joining our related colleges in providing educational context in which social and faith issues can be explored together. This relationship was present at the very founding of Buena Vista and at the very inception of the Reformed tradition. For basic to our Reformed tradition is a profound conviction that uneducated persons cannot be informed, mature Christians, connected and related to one another as brothers and sisters. That has implications for the public sector as well. These common commitments find expression in complementary ways. This has implications as well. I find it significant that there are two primary institutions in American society that bother to mark transitions in leadership with a process of recovenanting. They are education and religion. We know that the transmittal of culture, knowledge, and wisdom is an essential component of human life, and that it is important to articulate how we will walk together into the future. As we do so, the church is stretched to new understandings by academic disciplines, and the college is enriched by a religious heritage that causes it to maintain a distinctive contribution to the educational enterprise. You have already made those connections, and we are grateful for your presence in our midst. Through you, the opportunity to walk together into the future continues. May God bless you in this work, and may the symbolism of our walking together be a witness to all of our society. Thank you.
It It is my pleasure to represent the citizens of Storm Lake today and to bring to you this resolution passed unanimously, of course on April Fool's Day, for you by the City Council. Whereas the City of Storm Lake and Buena Vista University have maintained cordial relations during the past 105 years, and whereas Buena Vista University continues to be an educational, cultural, and economic asset to the City of Storm Lake, and whereas the City of Storm Lake looks forward to many more years of mutually beneficial relationships with Buena Vista University, and whereas Buena Vista University is today inaugurating its 17th president, therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and City Council of Storm Lake heartily congratulate Frederick V. Moore on his inauguration as the 17th president of Buena Vista University. I bring you this resolution, and I also regret we do not have keys to the city, but would like to present you with a pin to make sure that you now are officially a citizen of Storm Lake.
President Moore, Susan, and the Buena Vista community, I have the honor of bearing greetings and good wishes today on behalf of your Board of Trustees. Since the founding of this institution more than a century ago, the Board has been responsible for Buena Vista through lean times as well as through the prosperous times. There were times in our past, such as during the Great Depression, when the best financial decision would have been to close the doors and walk away. Yet that did not happen then because members of the Board of Trustees directed not just with their minds, but with their hearts as well. That continues to be true today. Though our primary responsibility is fiduciary, each of us has a deep personal concern for this university, and we take both pride and pleasure in its successes. We view this ceremony and the other events that we've been celebrating today as some of the major successes of this university. We gratefully acknowledge the important roles played by many dedicated individuals, past and present, whose hard work and dedication brought us to this particular place and time. Today's dedication of the Information Technology Center is a major milestone in a quest that began some 15 years ago with the confidence expressed in this institution by Dr. Harold Walter Siebens through the magnificent gift that he gave. Dr. Siebens' generosity brought new vigor to Buena Vista, and it set us on a new path, generating new expectations and regaining, and it required new measurements and standards. President Moore, you have the privilege of following a tradition of strong presidential leadership at Buena Vista. With the unanimous endorsement of the board, you have already begun an exciting process of strategic planning for the future. You are involving all constituencies of the university in this important process, thereby building community consensus and stewardship as the planning progresses. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, then, may I officially welcome you and your family to the growing family that is Buena Vista University. We are truly grateful that you are here. We have every confidence that your leadership will make a difference for our university and my alma mater. We in turn pledge our support in the form of our time, our talent, and tithe, and I'm sure you won't be bashful in asking for it, in order that this beloved educational institution will continue to advance into the future. Our minds and our hearts are with you.
Welcome, President Moore and Susan. It is my great honor and privilege on behalf of the alumni of Buena Vista University to offer to you our greetings on this day. In preparation for today, I have been thinking about this question: what is the continuing significance of Buena Vista University and you, its president of tomorrow, to us its students of yesterday? The answer, as I see it, is simple. As Buena Vista grows, and as you lead Buena Vista to greater and greater heights, so too does the pride of the alumni grow greater and greater each day. And so too does the value of our diploma increase. I must say that as a graduate of Buena Vista, I am very pleased and very optimistic. Already, I have seen your participatory leadership style and your openness to participation on the part of the alumni. Already, I have seen your ability to inspire people, including our Alumni Association. And I also know that you are a man who understands the meaning of loyalty to one's undergraduate institution as you return not once, but twice to your alma mater for postgraduate degrees. President Moore, the alumni of Buena Vista today offer you the benefit of our diverse experiences and expertise. We will recruit students for you. We will support the university financially for the benefit of those students. We will help you provide internships to your students, and we will offer jobs to your graduates. And lastly, with those graduates, we will return to this campus for future events in the years to come. We look forward to seeing you each time we return.
President Moore and family, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, and friends of Buena Vista University. B.F. Skinner has been credited with saying, "Education is what survives when what has been learnt has been forgotten." Since the arrival of President Moore on our campus, we have been engaged in a dialogue to refocus, redefine the model of the educational process at Buena Vista. Under his tutelage, we are beginning to understand what the Buena Vista educational experience may become. Our past has led us to expect innovation from our leadership. An example of such innovation we celebrated this morning with the dedication of the Information Technology Center. During the past 10 months, we have learned that our expectations should not be diminished under new leadership. President Moore has inspired our community with the identification of a new paradigm of scholarship proposed by Ernest L. Boyer. Boyer identifies that scholarship as one which not only discovers knowledge, but one which celebrates the scholarship of integration, communication, and application of knowledge to professional service. The Buena Vista community is eagerly anticipating a more extensive crafting of that process that will shape what survives a Buena Vista educational experience. On behalf of the Buena Vista University faculty, it is my pleasure to offer our congratulations to Frederick Moore on this Inauguration Day.
President Moore, I bring you greetings from the alumni, students, faculty, and staff of the Buena Vista Centers. For over 20 years, our branch campuses have played a vital role in extending the mission of the university. Our centers enable people who cannot attend traditional daytime campus-based programs to realize their dream of earning a baccalaureate degree and to fully develop their own human potential. The extended campus not only enriches lives, it has enhanced our state and our region as our graduates work, volunteer, and contribute in countless ways to their own communities across the upper Midwest. Those of us who work and study at our 9 branch campuses across Iowa sincerely appreciate the interest and the commitment that you have demonstrated to the centers since you assumed the presidency. In the past few months, we have experienced the vision and vigor you bring to this institution. It is a privilege for me to represent the thousands of alumni, our current students, instructors, and administrators, as together we celebrate this joyous day in our history. We bring you a program whose foundation is firm and whose record is strong. We embrace your leadership and confidently anticipate the new perspectives and innovation you will bring to us as we work together to accomplish our mutual goals. Welcome to Buena Vista University, President Moore.
Let me first say it is an honor to be included in this magnificent day. On behalf of the student body, I would like to bring greetings to President Moore and his family as he is inaugurated as the 17th president of Buena Vista University. I was told to keep this brief, so I will condense what I was going to say out of fear of not graduating on time. So I will say, we the students look forward to your leadership, President Moore, now and in the many years to come. Thank you.
must say I've been looking forward to this moment for some time now. It is surely the best part of chairing the trustees to induct a new president of this caliber. Since its founding in 1891, Buena Vista has been served well by 16 previous presidents, starting 105 years ago with Loyal Hayes, whom I don't remember, and continuing through Henry Olson, John Fisher, Wendell Helverson, and Keith Briscoe. Each of these leaders had a vision, unlimited energy, determination, and a strong sense of responsibility for the future. Each faced difficult challenges unique to his tenure, and each persevered. Each has earned our deep appreciation and gratitude for guiding Buena Vista toward its present state of prosperity, growth, and opportunity. We are honored by the presence of our 15th president, Dr. Wendell Helverson, who served from 1961 to 1974. Wendell Helverson was one of the prime architects of the new Buena Vista. He led the institution through its first rapid growth period, building new residence halls, a student union, a science center, and a new field house, as well as Blue Library, before passing the reins to Keith Briscoe. Dr. Helverson, would you stand up, please? Thank you. We are also honored to have our 16th president with us, Dr. Keith Briscoe, who, along with his wife Carmen, served from 1974 to 1995. President Briscoe presided over the transformation of the institution from a local school to a regional educational resource, as well as the transformation from a college to a university. Under his leadership, the enrollment more than doubled, as did the facilities of the main campus. He opened 9 branch centers across Iowa and husbanded the endowment from under $1 million to over $60 million before he retired last year. Doctors Briscoe, would you please stand? Thank you. When Dr. Briscoe took a well-deserved sabbatical after 15 years of service, a man whose judgment and integrity were highly regarded by the entire academic community was asked to serve as interim acting president. We are honored to have Dr. Bob Seifer with us today. Dr. Seifer, would you please stand? I think also many members of the Buena Vista University Board of Trustees are present. Would they please stand? Today we formally welcome to this distinguished group of leaders a person of similar qualities, Dr. Frederick V. Moore. Dr. Moore came to us from North Carolina Wesleyan College, where he was Vice President of Development and General Counsel. He also served as Special Assistant to the President and taught courses in business law, business ethics, and leadership. Previously, Fred worked as an attorney in private practice, a financial analyst, and an account executive. He earned a JD with honors as well as an MBA and BA degrees from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Present with us today, as you know, as you've heard from him, is Leslie Garner, the current president of Cornell College, who claims he does not have an accent and who taught that MBA course to Dr. Moore, and who told me privately that Fred Moore was the outstanding student of the entire MBA course, which does not surprise me at all. We also welcome our wonderful new First Lady, Susan Moore, and their children, Allison and Stephen. It's a wonderful addition to our community. Dr. Moore, the Board of Trustees has chosen you to be the 17th president of Buena Vista University. As I'm sure you know by now, this is both a great privilege and an awesome responsibility, because you will lead Buena Vista University into a very bright future. You have the great privilege of helping hundreds of students each year learn and grow toward their full potential, equipping them with the knowledge and skills they need to become the leaders of tomorrow. This is An awesome responsibility, for it requires an articulated vision, careful planning, hard work, and of course, steadfast dedication to the future of both our students and our institution. I have with me the Presidential Medallion. Yes, I do. With the seal of the university, a symbol of the high office you now hold. The university seal is surrounded by a blue stone, lapis lazuli, also known as the Philosopher's Stone. This particular stone is from Afghanistan and is marked by gold flecks which represent the university's colors. The university seal also signifies the great value we place on the cherished people and traditions of our past. The university motto, Education for Service, will serve as a guide for your decisions and actions. The lone figure represents the pioneering spirit of the university, as well as the personal strength and courage you will need for the leadership. The steadfast but evolving lake represents the flexibility, responsiveness you will need to serve the institution, and the institution must have to serve its society. The mountains represent the challenge you will be facing during your service, and the fertile ground represents our academic environment where ideas and values can take root, be nurtured, and grow there. And the rising sun, symbolizing enlightenment, hope, and energetic progress, represents the shared vision and determination of the entire Buena Vista University community. Would you please come forward? Aha, it is beautiful. Now, by virtue of the authority of the Board of Trustees and with the consent of the entire Buena Vista community, I place over your head the Presidential Medallion, thereby officially inaugurating you as the President of Buena Vista University. And on behalf of the trustees and members of the Buena Vista family, I welcome you as our 17th President. I assure you of our confidence in you and pledge our support to you as you strive to continue the excellence that is this university's destiny. I now present to you students, faculty, trustees, and friends, the 17th President of Buena Vista University, Dr. Frederick V. Moore.
Mr. Chairman, students, faculty, staff, my colleagues on the cabinet, alumni, trustees, distinguished guests, partners, and friends, thank you for the warm words that have been spoken today. And I can assure you that after our first Iowa winter, Susan and I are interested in finding warmth any way we can. What a remarkable celebration of what makes this university so very special. In that spirit, please join me in expressing our collective appreciation to all those whose tireless efforts have made these festivities such a roaring success. It is indeed fitting that this morning we dedicated the new Information Technology Center and recognized the leadership displayed by the H.W. Siebens Foundation in making this dazzling new facility a reality. Dr. Harold Walter and Mrs. Estelle Siebens, the foundation that bears his name, and the Siebens family have, through their investment, as well as the powerful challenge they issued to others, literally transformed this university. They have touched countless men and women who have and will matriculate at Buena Vista for generations to come. We are indeed profoundly grateful to them. Susan, Allison, Stephen, and I are pleased that several members of our family could join us today. My sister Bunny Peterson and her husband Larry, Susan's mother, Margaretta Mulholland, her brothers, Chris, Ron, and Carl, Ron's wife, Judy, and Susan's aunt, Catherine Taylor, are all seated in the first two rows. We are glad you're here. As I look into your faces, I am reminded of what makes Buena Vista University so incredible. Its people. In that vein, ponder a seeming paradox with me for a moment. There is at least one characteristic that all of us share, and yet that same attribute also makes us unique. It is our association with this phenomenal institution of higher learning. And we share that association not only with one another, it also links us with those who have gone before during these past 105 years. Many of their names are spread across the pages of Professor Bill Cumberland's splendid centennial history of Buena Vista College. We have simultaneously touched and been touched by the university in many different ways. The commonality and distinctiveness of our personal histories are both essential elements of the marvelous venture we know as Buena Vista. The chronicle of this university is, in one sense, the sum total of our individual stories and yet much more. For it is when we labor together in community that this institution synergistically soars to new levels of distinction. Today marks the dawn of a new era. Together, we are about to write the next chapter in the account of Buena Vista University. Our noble work will be important, and we should be concerned about the future. As Charles Franklin Kettering once said, we will have to spend the rest of our lives there. We also come here today to honor the people and events that shape our present and will guide us in the years to come. The founders, led by our board chair's great-grandfather, E.E. Mack, displayed unrivaled vision and courage in 1891 when they embarked upon the journey that brought us here today. The words of our first president, Loyal Hayes, were prophetic when he said on the occasion of the groundbreaking for Old Main, and I quote, "We are now to break this soil and plant here the seeds of a college which under God's care and our toil may bring a harvest that the ages shall gather and garner." When we speak of toil against great odds, no one exemplifies that attribute better than Henry Olson, our 13th and longest serving president. Among his many achievements, President Olson led Buena Vista to our first North Central Association accreditation. He also balanced the budget in the middle of the Great Depression. That is a mind-boggling feat. The tenure of our 15th president, the Reverend Dr. Wendell Halverson, was a period characterized by rapid expansion of our campus. This chapel, Ballou Library, Loggy Center, the Sebens Field House, and the Estelle Sebens Science Center were all built on his watch. Wendell, thank you for your contributions to Buena Vista University, and we are so pleased that you're here. And last, but certainly not least, our 16th president, Dr. Keith Briscoe, and his wife, Dr. Carmen Briscoe. Keith and Carmen, your stunning accomplishments are all around us. I will name just a few. Your role in the historical friendship that developed between the university and Dr. Sebens, the building of the Harold Walter Siebens School of Business, Siebens Forum, 3 new residence halls, including Briscoe Honor Hall, as well as your partnership together in designing all these facilities. An endowment that grew by a factor of 100 times to $60 million, record enrollment, a branch campus program that stretches across Iowa, Carmen's ability to make everyone around her feel special, and the tradition you established of taking a team approach to this position. We all thank you for the simply marvelous things you have done for Buena Vista University. The leadership and sacrifice of the people I have mentioned, plus innumerable others, have made Buena Vista University strong. Our principal strength lies in our people. We have enormously capable faculty who are fiercely dedicated to academic rigor and teaching excellence. They strike a wonderful balance between continuity and the willingness to challenge the status quo. Our staff takes as much pride in their work as any group of people I have ever known. We are blessed with a cabinet of remarkable talent. I might also add that the endowment now stands at $70 million. With this strength, of course, comes a corresponding danger, the risk of complete